Schrödinger's cat, alive or dead. If you ever wanted an excuse for being indecisive, meet Schrödinger's cat, the original quantum fence-sitter. In 1935, Austrian physicist Erwin Schrödinger dreamed up this famous feline conundrum to highlight the absurdity of quantum mechanics. Imagine a cat. Talk about a pet owner's worst nightmare. Physicists call this superposition, and while no one's actually boxed up a real cat, don't worry, animal lovers. This thought experiment points out just how bonkers quantum reality gets. I don't like it, and I'm sorry I ever had anything to do with it, Schrödinger later grumbled. So is the cat alive, dead, or just really, really annoyed? Perhaps in the multiverse it's all three. The Bootstrap paradox, time travel dilemmas. If you travel back in time and hand Beethoven a copy of his own symphonies, but he never writes them himself, who actually composed the music? Welcome to the Bootstrap paradox, one of time travel's trickier puzzles. The name comes from the idea of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, a feat as impossible for boots as it is for classical composers stuck in causality loops. The concept rose to public fame through science fiction like Doctor Who and H.G. Wells. Imagine a notebook passed endlessly from your future self to your past self. Where did the notebook originate? Now your head hurts, right? The Bootstrap paradox dances on the edge of causality, leading you to wonder if the universe ever checks its own receipts. Philosopher David Lewis once quipped, "One can go back and affect the past, but only in the way that is consistent with the past." In other words, time travel may be possible, just be careful what you plagiarize. The Fermi paradox. Where are all the aliens? Space is really, really big, like losing your keys forever. Big. Yet, in 1950, physicist Enrico Fermi pondered aloud, where is everybody? Given the countless stars and planets, shouldn't we be swimming in little green men by now? Thus, the Fermi paradox was born. Statistically, we're not alone. So why does the cosmic phone never ring? Over the decades, thinkers have entertained wild answers. Maybe spacefaring civilizations self-destruct, or perhaps Earth is in a cosmic quarantine, the universe's version of do not disturb. Some even suggest we're the first. Yikes, no pressure. As the astrobiologist Frank Drake said, at this very moment in a galaxy far, far away, someone may be pondering our existence. So, are we galactic late bloomers or just bad at answering interstellar texts? The silence is almost as deafening as my phone after a new meme drops. The twin paradox, aging across time. Ever wish you could outlive your siblings without, foul play? Enter the twin paradox, a relativistic riddle straight out of Einstein's playbook. Suppose you have identical twins. One boards a spaceship, zooms around at near light speed, and returns to find their stay-at-home twin has gotten older than them. Talk about skipping the birthday party for a few decades. This isn't just theoretical. Cosmic ray mons, tiny subatomic twins, actually live longer when they're traveling at high speeds toward Earth. The paradox isn't a paradox at all when you trust Einstein's special relativity, but for mere mortals without a physics degree, it feels uncanny. As Paul Davies remarked, time travel to the future is not only possible, it's been done. In other words, if you're running late, just blame time dilation. Hey, it worked for Einstein. The grandfather paradox. Can you change history? Suppose you hop in a time machine, travel to the past, and accidentally prevent your own grandfather from meeting your grandmother. Spoiler, you're in the grandfather paradox. If you erase your ancestors, how do you exist to travel back in time in the first place? Cue the existential crisis. This paradox has plagued sci-fi storytellers for decades. Back to the Future, anyone? It exposes the logic jams that time travel creates, questioning whether the past can really be changed. Some theorists suggest many worlds branch off for every choice, sidestepping the paradox by tossing you into a different timeline. Physicist Stephen Hawking joked, "If time travel is possible, where are the tourists from the future? Either they're very polite or their grandfathers are safe. For now." The Olbers paradox. Why is the night sky dark? Have you ever stared at the night sky and wondered, why isn't it blindingly bright? That's Olbers' paradox, named after German astronomer Heinrich Olbers. If the universe is infinite and packed with stars, then every bit of sky should glow like Times Square. Yet, we're treated to tranquil darkness, unless you live in a big city, of course. The paradox puzzled astronomers for centuries. Was space full of dark clouds, or was something else going on? The answer lies in the universe's age and expansion. The stars haven't been around forever, and their light hasn't had time to reach us from all corners. Plus, redshift dims the distant stars even more. The cosmos, it seems, knows a thing or two about mood lighting. Astrophysicist Arthur Eddington put it simply: the darkness of the night sky is evidence of the universe's evolution. So next time you stargaze, thank the Big Bang for your peaceful view. The information paradox, black holes and data loss. When it comes to black holes, one big question sucks in physicists, literally. What happens to information that falls into a black hole? In the 1970s, Stephen Hawking declared that black holes destroy information. That's a scientific no-no, like deleting the universe's search history. This is the information paradox, and it's caused quite the cosmic headache. According to quantum mechanics, information can't just vanish. Yet black holes seem to evaporate over time, leaving nothing. If the laws of physics contradict each other, who's right? Einstein or the quantum rebels? Physicist John Preskill quipped, "I bet my student Brian on this, and I lost." The paradox is still being debated, spawning ideas about firewalls and holographic universes. Should we call IT support, or is the universe just really bad at backups? The Zeno paradox, motion and infinity. Why does Achilles, the fastest runner in Greece, struggle to overtake a tortoise with a head start? This is Zeno's paradox, courtesy of ancient philosopher Zeno of Elea, around 2,500 years ago. Zeno claimed that to catch up, Achilles must first reach the tortoise's starting point, then the next point, and so on, an infinite number of steps, each smaller than the last. So, does Achilles ever win, or does the race turn into an existential marathon? The paradox stumped thinkers for millennia, questioning the very nature of motion. Aristotle took a swing at it, and much later, calculus provided the tools to untangle infinity's tricks. Today, mathematicians see Zeno's scenario as an early lesson in converging series. But try telling that to someone stuck in traffic. As philosopher Bertrand Russell quipped, "Zeno's arguments are among the greatest contributions to philosophy ever made." Or was he just stalling for time? The ship of Theseus, identity and change. If you replace every plank of a ship over time, is it still the same ship? The ship of Theseus, popularized by Plutarch nearly 2,000 years ago, asks this deceptively simple question. Let's get meta. Replace every cell in your body. Are you the same person? Midlife crisis intensifies. Philosophers argue both ways. Thomas Hobbes even raised the stakes. What if you build another ship from the discarded planks? Now there are two original ships. Cue the existential meltdown. Thinkers from Heraclitus, you cannot step into the same river twice. Two modern philosophers have wrestled with this riddle, raising questions about identity, continuity, and what makes things uniquely themselves. If Netflix replaces all the shows in its library, is it still Netflix? For binge watchers, the answer has real-world consequences. The paradox of choice. Too many options. Ever stood frozen in the cereal aisle, paralyzed by 17 brands of granola? Congratulations, you've tasted the paradox of choice. Coined by psychologist Barry Schwartz, this modern malaise suggests that more options can actually mean less satisfaction and more anxiety. Schwartz's research showed that when people face endless alternatives for toothpaste, insurance, or romance, they often regret their decisions or simply give up. In his words, the secret to happiness is low expectations. Sage advice, especially if you're shopping online at midnight. The paradox is a dilemma of abundance. In a world designed for maximum freedom, sometimes less is more. So next time you waffle over pizza toppings, remember, the true paradox is not choosing at all. Found this video interesting? Leave us a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Let us know what we should cover next in the comments below.